All right, I'm going to take you quickly back to the research you and Kate and Grace have been digging into. And you mentioned you guys are
Yes.
sharing research. Can you tell us a little bit about any of the research that you and Grace and Kate have gotten into that you've been finding exciting?
Yes. Did I show you the books that I have? One second.
Show us the book. I love the flowers on your chair and
Oh,
your
yes.
with the
Oh, yes. And my tattoo. So my very last errand before the epic shutdown was to go to the Brooklyn Library and to pick up this book, The Gilded Age, and this book, The Opulent Interiors of the Gilded Age, because a lot of the research I've been doing for them is the sort of political, social, and cultural context for the time period that they're writing in. Bizarre time where there was like a kind of explosion of scientific advancements and the invention of capitalism, and a huge explosion in the economic prosperity of the country, which came with a lot of opportunities to grow and to pull oneself up by one's bootstraps, that kind of entrepreneurial spirit, but also was like an incredibly horrible time to be a member of the working class, or to be a child, or to be a woman. That there was an incredible amount of disempowerment that went along with the boom times. I think people will recognize that pattern through history. So I've been sort of supplying some primary research materials, in addition to the kind of pamphlet that against women in music that inspired the piece, and going a little bit more in depth into the source of income. So the story is set in a very wealthy home, amongst a very wealthy family. Where did that wealth come from? How might they have gotten it? What are the expectations set on young women in that time period? Could they have inherited that money, and what does that mean? Could the woman of the house have been the person to bring the money to the family? And if so, what would that mean? How does having money change your sense of identity? Whereas once there was a sense of like the aristocracy not working, and if you were working, that was sort of embarrassing. There maybe was a change in the sense of like being a self-made person was suddenly of greater social currency. So it's just sort of like mapping some of the undercurrents, so that this kind of like absurdist, heightened piece that they're writing is set against the context of an America that was like finally learning to define itself, and was creating an identity that we are still stuck with today, and which was sort of rotten to the core.
Terrific. Thank you. Is there anything else you want to share that we haven't chatted about or that you'd like to expand upon?
You've been amazing. I have to say, you in particular, and also the civilians, have done a wonderful job of maintaining a space for us to continue working while also acknowledging that the situation has completely changed. And I think that is a personal value to me. Like, I think it would have been really hard to just carry on this process without acknowledging that things had totally changed. And so just the fact that like we are able to discuss whether an online presentation is the right thing for the piece, as opposed to just like assuming we have to do it and doing it, I think that's of great value to me, and I think to a lot of people. Like, we love the medium because it is live, and to be given an opportunity to say, look, I'm just not comfortable with this transition and I'd rather wait. That might not be what we choose, and I will absolutely leave it to Grace and Kate to decide, but it's really incredible to be given the option, or to be allowed to kind of explore our feelings in response to the shift in the medium. So thank you for that.
Thank you for saying that. It was really important to me and to the whole civilian staff.